Springboks lose a hard-fought game to the Los Pumas, 28-29 in Argentina. Definitely not something that I had on my bingo card this weekend was the Springboks losing to Argentina. But credit to the Los Pumas, fantastic game of just old school Los Pumas, staying in the fight, getting up, going again, staying in the fight, just never backing down, kept going, almost out Springbok the Springboks in a way. I'm getting straight into it because I'm going to say now what a lot of South African fans are thinking. How many more opportunities does Manie Libbok get? How many more opportunities? In what other line of work is your boss going to give you an assignment and say, here, do this, and you're going to drop the ball? Your assignment, kick the ball over the posts. Time and time again, you drop the ball time and time again. And don't get me wrong, I get that he's probably got 50,000 things going through his head of, I've been in this situation before and I've dropped the ball. I haven't converted. I've been in my kicking hasn't been the best to post. I know what slack I'm going to get or what feedback I'm going to get, what hate I'm going to get off Springbok fans or of just the rugby fans in general. If I miss this kick, all these things will be running through his head. Now, that's not an excuse. That's something that as a player you have to overcome. You either deal with it and overcome it or you don't. And at the top level of international test rugby, you're playing for the best rugby team in the world. You have to be able to overcome these things. When you get given an opportunity or an assignment like this, kick the ball over the posts to win the game for your team, and you drop that again, like how many more? If this was any other player, I think that's it. Like, no, I don't know why Libbok is maybe being given special treatment. I'm not sure why. Yes, his ball playing ability is good, but there's a few other boys that can play just as well with the ball that are kicking a bit better that I think can be in that spot. Jordan Hendrickse, for one, maybe kicked the Sharks 60-meter penalty in overtime to win it, the Currie Cup for the Sharks. He's played for the Springboks. He can play with the ball a bit. He can kick goals, it looks like. I just think that in any other job, if your boss gives you an assignment, and you keep dropping the ball on it, you keep coming up late with the assignment, or you're not doing the right thing, you're not delivering what your boss expects, there's one of two things is going to happen, right? You're either going to get fired or dropped in this case, or your boss is just going to stop giving you those assignments. He's going to stop selecting you. And I think it's gotten to the point where one or two of those things just has to happen now, because he's been given that many opportunities to rise to the occasion, to have these. As a goal kicker, this is what you want. This is what you practice for. All those hours and hours and hours of kicking that I'm hoping and guessing, because he's a professional rugby player, that he's putting in those hours, all leads up to these moments where you get an opportunity. It's game over pretty much. You need to kick. The assignment is easy. You need to kick this ball through the post to win it for your team, for your country. And you miss, and you miss again. It's tough. It's cutthroat. It's a results-based business. Rugby is at the end of the day. And I think some tweaks need to be made there. Some cutthroat decisions need to be made there. Your ball playing ability isn't good enough for you to be lacking in kicking at goals in that regard. So that's my little bit on Manie Libbok. I don't think he warrants getting another opportunity for the Springboks. Yes, if a ton of injuries happen, then maybe, but I think that should be it. Get someone else in there. All right. So Springboks, like, holy man, the first 20, 15 minutes, fantastic. That it set the tone from that scrum. They get the penalty from that. They kick to touch. From there, they set the line out. The Maul was going forward a little bit, but they had the option out the back to play. Andre Pollard held that ball up nicely, and that left to right pass timed beautifully, and together with Apolele Fasi's injection into the line, running lines. He's so good at that. His timing on when to hit the line, inject himself into that back line, and goes over untouched. And that was beautiful. And that was it was almost like a rinse and repeat, because right after that, got the kickoff receipt. RGs gave away a penalty from that and marched down and pretty much did the same. I'm loving the interplay between backs and forwards. The forwards running with that. They've got the tripod, so the one at the front, then they've got an inside ball, an outside ball, and then a guy out the back. And they were doing that nicely. Maybe one or two times that they did it too often. They probably should have carried a few more times, I think. But it's just showing the evolving of the Springboks attack shape. Oh, they've got those options. The forwards are becoming a little bit more ball playing. And it's good to see. Jesse Kriel's try was beautiful, and it all started from Marco van Staden's turnover. Lovely. He's then the Springboks' ability to turn defense into attack. Really, really good. Just shows that boom, defense turning to attack. Everyone knows exactly where to be, because that was a quick turnover and everyone knew exactly where to be. I'm here, I'll take the ball in, or I'm here, I'm throwing it out the back. And it's beautiful, beautiful rugby. That first 10, 15 minutes, beautiful rugby. And like I said, rinse and repeat. Collect the ball, just give away a penalty. Andre Pollard kicks it downfield, and the Springboks score off that. I love the little variation that they had off 9. So they had the tripod. So you got the ball runner at the front, he's got an inside ball and he's got an outside man and he's got someone out the back. But then they had the 10 here, they had the tripod as well, but 9 was hitting straight across to the outside player. And a few times that they were beating the guys on the outside there, and they got good meters in that regard. I think Kurt Lee Arendse's yellow card, yes, probably was a yellow card, but very tough. I felt like he hit Carreras' forearm, and geez, South Africa went to shit when the yellow card happened. Went down to 14 men, and credit to Argentina, because they plugged those corners, kick pressure, and put South Africa's back three under a ton of pressure in that regard. A bit of line-out drama for me, for the Springboks, a lot of just timing issues, not getting the jumpers, not making the right calls. Argentina was stealing the ball a lot then, just because South Africa's attack is based a lot of the time massively off the line out. It's been good in the past, but you had some dramas versus the Los Pumas here. I thought Oxenchair was fantastic, man. And he was deep into like the 70th minute, I think it was, 68th minute, that he was still on the field and just taking hit up after hit up in 36-degree heat, going hard. The engine on the big fella, he was really good for me. A couple of missed opportunities for the Springboks. There's one that Apolele Fasi knocked the ball on, like right on the line. And then Libbok had the opportunity to sink it at the end. And even in his attempt, as soon as he hit it, it hooked off to the left. Like, not a good strike of the ball. Like I said, he probably had a lot of things running through his head, and didn't concentrate solely on what's happening in front of you. Oh, it's tough, man, but it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat. My standouts were Marco van Staden. He was really, really good. I don't know why his nickname is Eskom, because he works. Eskom doesn't work. Marco van Staden works. Good over the ball and around the park. And then I saw Salman Murat was really strong. I kept a close eye on him to see what the South African selectors or the Rassi and that are seeing, but he got through a ton of work, lots of tackles. Lineouts probably weren't the best, but strong carries and got through a lot of work. And jumping over to Los Pumas, man, really made it hard for themselves at the start, but credit to them. Stuck in it, just kept going, and really turned it on. I love that they really turned it on when South Africa got that yellow card, and not just turning it on, actually playing to where Kurt Lee Arendse would have been on defense. Down Mateo Carreras' side, a lot of kicks through that side, a lot of kicks through the other side, because South Africa now, instead of having 3 back or on strings, so one's back, one's forward, and then shifting around the back like that, the back 3, they only had 1 or 2 back. And Argentina plugged those corners and really made a lot of meters and put South Africa on a lot of pressure that way. I thought Carreras was... Oh, he's good. Mateo Carreras, how good is he? He's just this pocket rocket. So powerful, so strong, so fast. You'd love to have him on your side, man. He's only short, stocky, really, really proper handful he was. I love how they were changing direction behind the ruck, catching South Africa off guard. South Africa's got a good press defense, and sometimes obviously not pressing on both sides of the ruck. So teams know that South Africa fold well. So tackle gets made, they fold, and then push up on defense. So what Argentina did really well was pushing up on defense, or South Africa were, but then Argentina were cutting back, and that South Africa weren't pushing up on both sides of the ruck. So really did well in that regard to change up and to really punish the South Africans like that. And man, and just a huge, huge effort from the Argentinians. They beat all 3 of the teams this year in the championship, and it leads it to next week's game in Nelspruit, where they could potentially win the rugby championship. There is still a possibility of that. Man, to turn it around like they did, they were against the ropes, and they did really well to come back, to fight back, to win this game. Like I said, they scrapped for everything and were really, really good. My standouts were Mateo Carreras, like I said, a proper handful, pocket rocket, so strong, so fast, powerful, really, really good for Argentina. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you think of the game? Who was your man of the match? Who played well? Who didn't? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe while you're there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.